Hello everyone, it's James Hartigan with Joe Stapleton.
Hello, my babies.
And we are super pumped because the next leg of the European Poker Tour is almost upon us. And Joe, we are going to London, my home city, for the first time in 8 years.
We're going back to London.
Well, before we talk about the 2022 event, let's look back at London's of yesteryear, because this was one of the original EPTs from Season 1 all the way through until 2014. So many big moments, so many memories, and it holds a very special place in my heart, not just because it takes place in the town where I live, but also the first TV show I worked on was in 2006, Season 3, when Vicky Corrin won her first EPT title. So if we're talking about our favourite moments, our favourite memories, of course I'm going to select a hand from that event from that year. And you and I recently got to revisit that tournament when we did our EPT retro streams in the company of Lexington Veldhouse. So here is a hand that Vicky plays not at the final table. It's not the hand where she wins the EPT, but it's certainly a hand that saw her move towards victory. Round to Vicky Corrin. King Jack. Vicky raising, and Barney has ace-10 on the button.
Barney, don't do it. Something tells me she's going to run really good in this tournament.
Don't worry. It's not blasting off, just calls in position.
This should be fun.
Top pair versus second pair. And she does not continue. Checks it to Barney.
Vicky check, and Barney bets 17,000. Call.
Well, this is playing like a modern hand of poker so far.
Check in the dark.
Except for the check in the dark. You ruined it. You ruined it.
You ruined it. Great turn for Barney. I'd like to check.
It's an 8.
Top pair's good.
And Vicky bets.
Vicky not going to give him the chance to check behind. Oh, geez.
Whoa.
And Barney says all in.
Barney's certainly not playing nice against his friend.
Man, that's a really amazing bluff. I love that one.
I know it looks like he's got more, but I think Vicky has a decent stack of the 10K chips. There's two black chips, right? There's the black 100s and there's the black 10Ks.
Yeah.
And so I think she's got him covered here, and Barney is the at-risk player.
This is a really good bluff.
There are no friends at the poker table.
A 16 with 2 hearts in your hand. Which 2? Which 2 hearts?
Oh, there's plenty of hard combinations. I mean,
You've got a flush.
No, I haven't got a flush, but if you
It
had...
doesn't matter which two then.
Well, because if you had a straight or 2 pair or a set or something, you just call, wouldn't you? Call and turn your hand over. To go all in rather than just call, you've either got a flush or I'm winning. You can't, you wouldn't, why would you make that raise with...
Vicky thinking many levels ahead of most of the players we've seen thus far in EPT Retro.
Sorry, Dean, I just need a minute. Go on, Barney. Got a kick.
Call. King Jack is the hand for.
And
Barney.
Vicky Corrin eliminates her good friend.
So Barney
Is Busto.
wow, that's a really good call. That's a really good call.
Yeah, I'm going to clap for that. Clap.
Easy clap.
It's lovely to have the chips. I wish they were someone else's.
And a sentiment from Vicky that we can all relate to. No one wants to knock their friend out, but sadly, there can be no friends at the poker table. She eliminated her friend Barney Boatman. She went on to win, and then, of course, if we fast forward to 2014, she won her second EPT in San Remo. Back to London, Joe. Which event have you selected?
Well, I'm so glad that you mentioned something we can all relate to, because the clip that I have selected is something that we can all relate to. It's how hard it is to play pocket jacks. But it's not just anyone playing pocket jacks. It is Doyle Brunson, the godfather of poker himself. He somehow, it's so strange seeing a guy who looks and acts like Doyle in Europe.
Yeah.
In the country of England. And not only is Doyle in England playing pocket jacks, but he's playing against maybe his polar opposite, a young whippersnapper, internet player, crazy person. Sparks fly. Check it out.
Well, the action's been folded to the godfather of poker, and he's got jacks. Keeps getting big pocket pairs.
He's really, really good. That's why, James.
Benny Spindler will call from the small blind.
Wow, this is as quintessential as it gets. The rocky old gunslinger versus the laggy young mouse clicker.
8-6-3 flop. And Benny checks to Doyle.
Pretty nice flop for jacks. Doyle should have no problem trying to extract some value.
16.5 in the middle. It's a C-bet of 10K.
Benny's got no pair and no draw. If he weren't a total maniac, he should have folded already by now. But Benny is a maniac. Jason Voorhees has nightmares about him.
Benny Spindler is going to check raise. He makes it an additional 17,500.
Very feisty bluff check raise from Benny. Tough to rep a huge hand on this board. You have to wonder if Doyle knows Benny's rep, because Benny clearly knows Doyle's. I think it's going to take more than one barrel to get Doyle off this. You have to admit, it's got to be weird to be Doyle Brunson and get check raised in a 5K event by a kid who looks like he should be in high school.
Doyle has made the call, and there's a king on the turn, so Spindler takes the lead.
Bad news for Doyle. My guess is that Benny was going to fire this turn regardless, only now he can start doing it for value instead of a bluff.
30,000.
I also like this bet because he can set up a bigger river bet without necessarily looking polarized.
Doyle not overly concerned about that overcard. He makes the call.
Yes, but he is in very bad shape.
Looking for a jack on the river, but it's a deuce.
Boy, this is such a great card for Benny, too. It's such a brick that it'll look like his hand missed, and at the same time, there's really not much out there for him to worry about.
How much to bet? That is the question. 58,500.
See, this is a small bet relative to the size of the pot, but without the turn bet, he's only betting 30K now instead of the total of 88K he'll win if Doyle looks him up. No doubt Doyle's one of the best players of all time, but if he's ever going to pay off, this would be the spot. Benny's not really supposed to have top pair here.
Doyle does call. And Benny shows the king.
Oh, I want to know what Doyle's thinking right now. Is he thinking, nice hand, kid, or nice turn card, punk, or what the heck is Celsius? I want to know!
Doyle Brunson versus Benny Spindler 2011. That was a good one. Okay, guys, fast forwarding to 2022. We are going to be streaming 5 days of EPT London. Very simple this time around, Joe. It's main event coverage. Just the main event from day 2 through to the final table. So the dates for your calendar are Monday the 24th to Friday the 28th of October inclusive. So day 2 is when we expect the bubble to burst, and then we'll follow it over the subsequent days as they play down to the final table, with the event concluding on the Friday, live every day on the PokerStars YouTube channel at 12:30 UK time. That's 1:30 PM Central European time, apart from the final day, the final table, when we will start half an hour later. That's 1 PM local, that's 2 PM Central European time. And a new venue, the Hilton Park Lane. And I love that combo, Joe. A historic EPT, but also somewhere new for us to visit.
You know how much I love hotels and the fact that I don't have to pay to stay in them.
So make sure you join us for 5 days of EPT 2022 London coverage right here on this channel. And in the meantime, subscribe!